Yo, what's good, what's really good? This is What's Really Good, the podcast, and I'm your host, Mr. Matthew Lipsey. Today, my special guest is Mr. Michael Wilder, the co-founder of Peace Doing War. How you doing, Mr. Wilder?
I'm great, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. All right, let me know, introduce yourself to the people and let them know what you got going on with this Peace Doing War.
Peace Doing War, that's me and my partner, Euphensio Harris. We created Peace Doing War. We named it Peace Doing War because me and him made peace during a very traumatic and bloody war between myself and his family. And someone died, and it was bad on both sides, you know.
Right.
And me and Euphensio went to prison. And then when we went to prison, we was enemies. And when we got out of prison, we were still enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had just decided to do something with my life. It was my third trip to prison. I've been selling drugs all my life. So I wanted to do something different, so I just went and enrolled in KVCC. And he had been in prison a few times and been down that same road. Coincidentally, one might call it coincidence, but I'm a Christian, so.
Right.
But he decided to go to school too when he got out of prison, but we didn't know each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up in the same classroom. And
As faith was having, huh?
and he's like 6'2", 300 pounds. There's no way I was supposed to not know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But I had been in prison for 2.5 years, and now I'm in college. So I don't expect to see any of my ops. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a whole different realm. I'm a Christian. I got my own Christian gospel magazine company called He Reigns Magazine. So I'm just doing me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he realized who I was when we was in class, but he didn't tell me. And then one day, about 3 weeks in the class, he tapped me and said, "Hey, you don't know who I am?" And I was like, "Should I know who you is?" He said, "Yeah, it's me, B." As soon as he said that, I recognized him.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, that is him. I don't got my pole. I'm lacking right now. And he was like, "Hey, don't panic. I didn't tell you who I was because I don't want you to bring your gun to school. We ain't on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this."
So he was basically in the same space that you was in, like
Yes.
peace, bury the hatchet.
Yes. And so I didn't believe him at first. He said, "Come on with me after work. Let's go have some lunch." I said, "No, not going nowhere with you."
Yeah.
You know, and then I went to the professor, and I said, "Professor, me and that big dude right there, we got a little bit of history." And he said, "Oh, no worry, Michael. He told me everything." I said, "Yeah, right. What'd he tell you?" And he had told him our whole thing, which let me know that he wasn't going to kill me or try to kill me because he wouldn't have told the professor.
Right.
So I went back to him and said, "Man, you want to go to lunch for real?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "All right, let's go." And we went and we clicked right then. Once we got to lunch and talked, we realized one big factor in that whole murderous situation.
Yeah.
Me and him did not know each other. We did not have no beef between me and him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His people didn't like me. I was beefing with them. We was blowing at me, blowing at them. We putting them in the hospital. They put me in the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He got brought into something that he really didn't have nothing to do, but he was fit to, you know, and we would have lost our life. I would have been dead, or he would have been dead, and I would have been in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But God instead took us and put us in college together. And so once we realized we liked each other, he told me, "Man, I'm glad I didn't kill you. You're a cool dude."
Right.
I said, "I'm glad you didn't kill me too."
Okay. And that's how this Peace During War came about.
Yes.
Okay.
So we started that. Yeah, we started Peace During War. The professor had called us up to the desk and said, "Hey, so you mean to tell me you two guys were dealing drugs and being gangsters?" And we was looking at him like, "Yeah." And he said, "Now y'all were enemies with each other?" We was like, "Yeah." He said, "Now y'all in my classroom, y'all okay?" We was like, "Yeah."
Right.
He said, "Do y'all know both of y'all got A in my class?" We was like, nah. He said, I think this story needs to be told, and that's how it all started.
That's how it all
He started telling that story and got us some gigs.
And what time was that? Around what year?
That was 2011.
2011.
Yeah, that's how it first started, 2011. You know, I don't be wanting to brag, but at the same time, I be proud of our accomplishments. And one thing I like to stand on is that it's not no gun violence organization in Kalamazoo that's older than us. And we stand on that. We was doing this before it became a cool thing. We was doing this gun violence work before the United States called it a national problem and gave a whole bunch of people money.
Right. Right. See, in Kalamazoo, we hit a rough time a couple years back. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So just glad that y'all already was established. So when the times got hard, y'all was able to step in and give support to those people that was suffering from that violence. You know what I mean? So tell me some of the things that your organization does with the community.
Well, right now, I've graduated and my partner's graduated. We got different roles. Peace Doing War is our we like to call our parent company, you know what I'm saying? We own that and we run that. But also I am the Group Violence Intervention Coordinator for the City of Kalamazoo, short for GVI. Okay. I work closely with the police department. Yufencio works with me. He also works close with us. And we the police give us a list of people who they believe have been shooting or getting caught with guns, no matter how old, 14, 15, 18.
Young kids.
Mm-hmm. And so the police may, like some of the youth, if they get in gun cases and the police know that they out there really shooting, then they really want them off the streets. Yes. But the detectives are so intelligent, they'll be watching and they'll be able to tell you about your whole crew, who's soft, who not, who real bust that thing, who won't. Yeah. The detective, you'll be sitting there like, how do they know? You know what I'm saying? Because they've been watching y'all for a long time.
Doing their homework.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so they'll tell me, hey, this kid, we think he got some potential, man. We don't even want to bust him with the gun. We could catch him tomorrow with the gun if we want to. But
so basically, before they come in and try to lock a young man up, they would call you up and tell you, we think we got a special case for you and we need you to intervene before things get out of hand.
That's what I do for a living.
That's what you do.
That's what I do for a living.
Okay. Absolutely. And you would make contact with this young man and talk to him, and then what? I
go knock on their door. Sometimes I have a police officer with me, and the police officer knock on the door. I just stand there. They ask, how you doing? Can I come in? Da-da-da-da. We're here to just talk to you about your son. Is your son Darius, whatever? I was like, yeah. Then they'll be like, well, we want to inform you that he's been involved in shootings. Are you aware of this? Now, we're going to get two kinds of parents. Mm-hmm. One parent going to go, what? What is going on? What have you been doing? Mm-hmm. And then that other parent going to be, what? Not my son. My son ain't doing nothing. You ain't see. Did you see my son do it?
Right.
Then he ain't
defending their baby, ain't they?
You know what I'm saying?
They baby ain't no wrong, so they on the defense.
Yeah, you know, so that's what I do for a living. I got a list right now in my pocket of youngsters that I got to see in the next 24 hours. Mm-hmm. That name been going across the police desk. Right. It's really an intricate program that we got. Mm-hmm. We work very closely with the police detectives and high-ranking police officers that give us the information and say, hey, go try to stop this kid. Then after we try and it don't work, then they have to do what they have to do. Right, yeah. But it's an honest shot. Yeah. That's something that I've been to prison 3 times. I was a drug dealer for most of my life. Right. So this thing I know for a fact, if the person is willing to listen to us, if they not, then we can't. We have to learn that we can't win them all.
They is worth saving. You know what I mean? Every child is worth saving. Every person needs. Is worth saving, you know what I mean? If they willing to come in and you can provide resources for them where they can get on track and get their life together and get away from the violence and the guns and stuff, then I think that's a good thing, you know what I mean? For you to come in, a familiar face, not just this police in a uniform with a gun on their head ready to take them to jail or whatever, just a familiar face that's coming to them, that's willing to talk and listen and try to, help them out.
And then look, some of the ones that are really shooters that they got to carry a gun because they've been shooting at people, so there are other people that want to kill them, so they have to have their gun on them. Right. Michael Wilder can't tell them, here, go put your gun down because it's the right thing to do, and then tomorrow he get murdered. It's going to be Michael Wilder's fault. You know what I'm saying? So you have to come from a whole different angle when I deal with these young men. I push self-love.
Right.
Self-love. I teach them that they worth. My motto is, you worth more than your gun.
Worth more than your gun.
Yes, you're worth more than your gun, and you're worth being alive and free.
Yes.
See, normal people have to thank God to be alive. They wake up and say, thank you, Jesus, to see another day. But people like myself and the people that I represent and the people, my target audience who I go after, we have to say, we thankful to be alive and free.
Yes.
Because we can be alive doing the natural life bit that a couple of my friends are doing.
Most definitely.
They're alive.
Most definitely.
You know, my wife told me something so powerful one day. She said, baby, when the shooter kills somebody, she said, they'll be forgotten. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, the person that died, every year on that person's birthday or the death day, his family gonna have a balloon release or have something in memory. They gonna wear T-shirts with them, right?
Yeah.
She said, but the shooter, when he gets sentenced to life in prison, ain't nobody gonna remember him. He gonna be alive. Ain't nobody gonna have no party for him. Ain't nobody gonna throw nothing for him. He gonna just languish away in prison for years and years.
Right, and some people, would say like, well, he took a person's life. Do he deserve to be remembered? Is his life worth saving now after he done took a life?
Exactly. And see, so what we try to do is catch them before they make that fatal mistake. I go after shooters. That's who I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a good boy, Michael Wilder don't really need to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? You're already a good boy. Go do your thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need to save my babies out here who society say, let him go to prison. Let him get killed. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing nothing with his life. I want to go find him and say, hey, young man, you are somebody. You do got something in you that's special. You should be alive and you should be free.
Right. And see, that's one of the things, that I like about you. You work both sides of the table, right? When I first met you, my son had got shot, and you came up to the hospital. The hospital staff came in and said, well, we got a person that want to come see you. His name is Michael Wilder. He want to come see you and talk to you, see how you doing, see what he could do for you. And that was my introduction to you. So you not only deal with the people that's doing the shooting, you dealing with the people that's victims of it too.
That's
you know what I mean? So you come up to the hospital and you see people, and I love that about you. You
Thank
know what
you,
I mean?
bro.
So
that's very powerful. I just did it today. I just got a gunshot victim out the hospital today and put him in secret safe lodging, and it's, and I didn't know y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my heart goes out to y'all. I'm glad your son is okay, you're alive, you know what I'm saying? And he has such an upbeat spirit. Is his spirit still upbeat?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
good. Praise God.
And I thank you very much for being there, giving your support, and coming to see him and checking on him and stuff like
Man,
that.
and guess what? I don't believe in coincidences, man. I'm a real Christian, man. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, right? And I think that this what we're doing right now is destined and it's God saying, and it's not the end, it's the beginning of something.
Most definitely.
It's the beginning of something,
Most definitely.
So for you to have your son shot like that and have the heart to want to have a podcast where we address this gun violence, that's very, very powerful.
Right.
It should not be overlooked. If that's your goal, to reach the masses, and let's try to slow down gun violence, save our young babies' lives. Let's not bury our babies, I think that this is awesome, you know what I'm saying? And I'm honored that you called me and asked me to be on your joint.
Absolutely. I know you're a busy man. You got a lot of stuff going on with the Peace During War and the GVI, so I'm glad you took the opportunity to come on, and I thank you for coming on the show, right? So what I want to know is, like, what other organizations do you work closely hand in hand with besides the KPS? And
Oh, man. So I work with a program called Bent Not Broken, Dom Hempfield. I work with Urban Alliance. My office is actually located in the Urban Alliance. Have you ever heard of Urban Alliance?
Yes, Urban Alliance. Yeah.
Yes, that's a, my office is there. I'm located there, and I have a team of guys there. We're professional mentors. So, that's what we do throughout the community. We work with other organizations, Blocks Club, Glow. There's a female program that, called Glow that a young lady named Dominica run. So, we tied in a lot of different ways. We got a couple of pastors, Pastor Bell, Pastor Esto, a couple of different organizations. So this whole thing about bringing down gun violence. If you think you got the cookie cutter answer to how to do gun violence, you're already wrong. Kick them off your show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't work that way. They say it takes a village to raise a child. I say it takes a village to raise a community.
Absolutely.
We all have to come together in some form. We can't be against each other. We can't be better than each other. We have to be equal. We black, we equal. Not even black, we Atlantic human beings. You know what I'm saying? And we have to come together. But it's not just for us, because I just did a Caucasian boy today. You know what I'm saying? I love all nationalities. This gun violence don't got no color.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And you got white shooters and you got white victims. You know what I'm saying? You got white parents that be terrified for their children, just like black mothers that's terrified for their son because he running around shooting. I know white mothers that's terrified for their son because he running around shooting. You be like, that ain't no little, that boy. Yeah, So it don't got no color to it, and you just have to have a heart for it. And I'm happy that your son is okay, and use that tragedy as a force to push your energy through these waves, and pick your shows, pick your guests, and keep doing your thing. You're gonna get better with each show.
I want to have a voice.
You're gonna have a voice.
I want the people to hear me because I got a lot to say.
That's
What
right.
I mean?
That's right. Say that.
And I love my city,
Say that.
Kalamazoo, and I want it to thrive and get better. You know what I mean? I didn't like all the shooting and the killing that's going on, and I just saw something the other day where a young man got caught with a gun, right? And the clip hang out the gun. The clip is bigger than the gun. Like, where do you think how is all these guns and high powered stuff getting into these kids' hands like that? Like,
Well, see, the fact that you asked that question, I have to bring this to the front. So the world has changed a lot in the last 15, 18 years.
Yeah.
A lot, right?
especially during the pandemic.
Now, 15 years ago, you could say, hey, these kids, where are they getting those guns from? They shouldn't be having guns. Now, if you 35 years old and you want a gun, guess who you're going to buy it from? A 17-year-old. They got the guns. We got to get past where they getting it from thing. They way past that, bro. They got the guns, bro. They got military assault rifles. They got blackjacks that'll go through bulletproof vests. They got terrible guns. And they come from stealing, breaking in houses of people that got access to them kind of guns, but don't have them locked away completely correctly. And so the youngsters know this. Like, you got groups of youngsters who are experts at breaking in the houses and breaking into cars, and they know that people leave guns in cars, which is a strange thing to me because I don't know why people would leave their gun in a car, but people do that, and they know that, so they check them and go in. I'm talking about, they find so many guns like that.
Right. I recently saw, another article with the city commission. A year ago, the city commission allotted over $1 million to combat gun violence. And some people say, well, it wasn't money well spent. Some people say, what are they going to do with it? That's a lot of money. I think they could have did other stuff with it, this and that. But a year later from then, when that $1 million got allotted for gun violence, do you see the effects of the money that was invested into it?
Well, I don't really necessarily pay attention to that because I got so much going on in my own field, and my program is financed through private people, so I don't have to worry about those type of things, you know. Now the people who are whoever received some of that money, they should be paying attention to, you know. And when that comes to that, you know, I guess it's a touchy subject for me, because you have people who have paperwork that says they're doing this work.
The work that you actually doing.
That's right. And their paperwork may look really good because they know paperwork. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know I work for God, bro. I don't work for human beings. I work for God every day. Everything that I do. I had a massive heart attack. When I was 48 years old, I had a massive heart attack. I had to have quadruple bypass surgery. That's like the worst heart attack you could have next to cardiac arrest, where you just drop dead. Okay? And so I know I'm alive for a reason. So I don't put my future and my security in the hands of humans, because they're going to always do something.
Absolutely.
So
You're a man of faith.
Yeah, I work for God. So everything that I do, me and my partner with Peace Doing War, we did this work for like 7 years for free, with no money, using our own money. We didn't even know that what we was doing was worth some money. We didn't even know that until somebody pulled our code and said, "Do y'all get paid for this?" We was like, no. Like, what? You know, so they start schooling us and teaching us the proper way, you know. But yeah, man, you know, I do this work from my heart, man, from God, man. So I feel like nothing can stop Peace Doing War, you know. Any other organization, GVI, you know, I'm the coordinator for that, and nothing can stop that either. I guess I might be arrogant enough to say, you know, so anything that I'm a part of can't be stopped, you feel me?
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to make sure, you know what I'm saying, we going to keep winning, man, because I work for God. I say, "God, can I do it?" He said, "Yeah, I do it."
I know you can. I know you got this, man. And I appreciate you, you know, all the hard work that you're doing, even not just, you know, in the public, but even behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? You're a good dude, and I'm glad you came on to the show, man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate having you. Now I need you to let the people know, man, where to find you at, you know, how they can get in touch. Maybe they need you or something.
My name is Michael Wilder, co-founder of Peace Doing War, and the Group Violence Intervention Coordinator. You can contact me at 269-370-8032. Contact me anytime. Come up to Urban Alliance. Ask for Michael Wilder. I have 2 offices in there. We can meet up. Anybody, if y'all got teams, if y'all hot, if y'all beefing, if y'all got guns, if y'all want to just talk, come up there and let me breathe on y'all. All my little homies throughout Kalamazoo, come let Michael Wilder breathe on y'all. Y'all know about me. Y'all heard about me. Go ahead and ask each other about me. You know what I'm saying? Let me help y'all. Don't wait till y'all get in trouble to call Michael Wilder, okay?
All right. Well, that concludes this episode of What's Really Good. I'm your host, Matthew Lipsey, and I appreciate you tuning in. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining us. Till next time.